Hey everybody! It is Sunday after service show time.
Home edition.
Home edition. We are at home because it is now like 7 o'clock
Yeah.
at night.
Well, by the time we finished, do the video. There was like 2 extra boys, and they were probably gonna like tear down some more.
I'm hungry. Let's go home and eat. Yep.
They're ready to run off some energy. So.
Yep. So we had a family with us this weekend from the States. Hello, Fowler family. They just left their house a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
They visited. They've been all over the island this week, but they came to visit us for the weekend. Hung out with us yesterday. Talked for a couple hours. Kids played video games for for all day. The whole time they played Pokemon.
They also did bike. So.
Oh, they rode bikes.
Yeah,
I'll tell a story about that later with the neighbor. But
They
anyway,
got a little bit hot while they were doing it.
they rode bikes for like 5 minutes.
The
Like,
sun-
too hot outside. Come inside.
The sun was pretty intense. They went back out later though.
They did. Yeah, they
Yeah.
tried it, but they came sweating like, it's so hot. Yeah, welcome to Puerto
They're
Rico.
not used to it.
Our kids were like, it's fine. Anyway, they were over here with us. They had 3 boys. 3? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 2 boys and a
Three that were here.
big boy, 20-year-old. So anyway, so we had fun. Talked to them last night. They came to church this morning and got to sit through both of our services. Heard my bad Spanish and everything else today. And they had a good time with us anyway. So we had fun with them. We also had another lady come and visit church this morning for the first time, another guest in our Spanish service. And we're like, the parking lot was full of cars. It was crazy.
It was funny.
Like people
We had
were having to park behind other people, like Puerto Ricans do.
I think that's a first for us outside.
They weren't all us though. They weren't all us.
But
It
it's
looked
the
like
first
it
for
was
our
mostly
parking lot because
Mhm.
other
We have a
than
lot of
when we
spaces.
shared the parking lot with the bar.
Yeah.
And we share a parking lot with an auto
An air conditioning. AC
thing.
shop. Yeah.
Yeah, so they had maybe 4 or 5
3 or 4, yeah, and a
cars.
tractor, a big front loader.
Yeah,
But all the spaces
probably
were
not
full.
more than usual, but there was a lot. We had
That's
quite a few. We had a couple of people back that hadn't been there in a while, and,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
we're recently getting more of an increase, and then this extra lady came as well. And then after everyone's just hanging around and having a
Yeah.
good time of fellowship,
I was going in between.
our
I'm
lobby-
like, what time is it? She's like, it's 11:25. Oh, we got 5 minutes before we're supposed to start our next service.
Yeah.
I hadn't even gone up and switched over the thing, and apparently we forgot to turn off the camera, so we recorded all of the talking today in between services. I was like, you guys have been on
Well,
video.
pretty much everybody was just in the lobby area.
Yeah, up
so.
in the front of the church, go get a coffee and hang out and talk. We had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, it was good, and so this new lady came. She just saw our sign.
She's actually seen it many times. She's passed it many times, and has thought about wanting to come for a long time, and finally showed up for Sunday morning.
It's funny because leading up to Friend Day, we've been inviting a lot of people. We're having a Friend Day near
A
Valentine's
lot
Day.
of people.
And instead of doing couples Valentine's Day thing, we saw this as an opportunity to encourage our people to invite others.
Yep.
And so we wanted to imitate what we're teaching, and so we've been inviting a lot of
We've
other
been inviting
people.
people.
And none of them have come yet, but since then we got the newer couple. This is son of
Yep,
one,
they started
and then
coming.
also this newer lady, and
Yep, she
then and then a couple that had not been probably since before Christmas.
Yeah, some of our English folks say, where have they been? They all came back today.
And we were even
So,
missing.
well, we're missing 2 more. So yeah.
Yeah, we were missing at
So
least
we were
3
traveling.
families from the morning, and it was still fairly full.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
it was an exciting day of all the things, and somebody brought pie, so
Pie.
that's always
I
a
didn't
good thing.
get any pie. Somebody ate my pie. I was pieless. And donutless today. So that's okay. It's better for my waistline. Sorry.
Sorry.
That coffee goes so good.
So
She's like, yeah, little fiddle, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you didn't get pie.
Yeah, right.
Benjamin ate my pie. I said,
believe-
here, have a piece of pie. I was gonna give him a bite, and he took the whole thing. Benjamin.
that's funny.
It's okay. I'm glad he enjoyed it. I bet it was good.
No, it was good. The kids class, we were
Wasn't the important
talking
thing
about
today.
the golden calf, and so to try to illustrate this idea, I gave a
We
bunch
should
of
move
clay.
on into our
We
story.
should just move on. I gave a bunch of clay, and I just had them create something, anything, and so I had them put them up all on the shelf, and I was all excited because we have these little short videos and stuff that we show, and I've been telling the little boys that were with the family visiting us that about this video that we're gonna do, and then like I had technological difficulties today.
Forgot to put it on the tablet last night.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
there was no video. But instead, we gave them these little pieces of clay and told them to form something. We put them up on the shelf, and I was like, wouldn't it be kind of silly if we just started worshiping these, like right now? And they just laughed. They thought it was the silliest thing. But yeah, we were able to use this to tell the story of what happened. And one of them made like a hand, and the other one made like hearts and snakes, and one was a sword. And so I picked it up like, dear sword, help me to have a great day, and he was illustrating this idea, and they just thought it was funny. And then we told the story about what happened and how they were so afraid and didn't want God to really speak to them again. And then Moses comes down and get Joshua. He's over there talking to God, and they were over there just dancing and you know. And then he comes back and throws down the tablets and.
Yep.
And of course I told him that, he did, but we talked about this idea of an intercessor, like what is an intercessor and how Moses didn't just stay angry. It actually wasn't necessarily sin for him to be angry. That he then took that and he didn't stay there, and he then goes and becomes a mediator for these people, and not to convince God, but to intercede the same way that we see this in Christ. And then so I was like, okay, so I told you all this story, so what does this have to do with us? And so we actually, in a class of children, started talking about things that can be idols in our life. So, and one of them admitted that it was like video games was a big deal. When we talked about
kids are playing video games.
We talked about sleep. We talked about sometimes with food, and one of the little kids said, "Well, only fat people, who do food." But not only that, because we've known some people that's kind of what they think about, and so they'd rather go do this than worship God. And so it prompted some really good discussion. And then even
Cool.
that, like. With discipline like that, how does it show that someone loves you because they're disciplining you? And the kids were really, really responsive in the sense that means that they care about you.
Cool.
They care about what you do and what you don't do.
You had
So,
like 12 kids in there this morning, I think, right? So
something like that.
and bilingual and all that mess. So, yeah, so
No,
and they
we
sang.
did all English today, and the kids
Oh,
did
okay.
sing today.
Okay, kids sang in session this morning. Yep, they sang a song they've been practicing for a couple weeks about the great commandment of love God and love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Which is great because I was preaching on that this morning, and so it worked out really well because I was like, hey, so speaking of love, we should do that. Yeah, we should love people. And that
It's
was
funny
pretty much
'cause he
it. My
was
sermon this morning.
He was using some verses. He was talking about the idea of house rules and
House rules, yep.
the rules of religion, and it was prompted off of this idea that one of the ladies who had been visiting came into our church one day and said, "What are your rules? What are your rules at your church?" And he wanted to ask her permission to use her as an
She hadn't been
example.
coming. It won't matter.
hadn't been coming.
Yeah, she was there this morning. I don't know if she remembers that she asked me that or not, but I was
It's really
like,
funny.
it'd be all right.
But she's so sweet. She's so
She
sweet.
didn't care yet.
And
She takes pictures of the screen of the verses when I put stuff up on the screen. It's like taking her phone out, taking pictures of the
Yeah.
of the theme and the verses and things so she'll remember it, I guess. And so I'm not used to people like holding up cameras in the middle of church and stuff. Hey Chewy, there's Chewy. Hey Chewy. Hey boy. Okay, that's our dog. That's our pit bull Chihuahua. / I like to bark at all the things
Yeah.
all the time. It's a great guard dog.
yeah.
But so I preached on this morning twice. It was fun, and the only difficulty was I forgot. We rewired our sound system this week, and I left the board loose, and so I was like walking on a plank the whole time, boom, 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 walking out there on the thing. It's like I should definitely put a screw in that before next week.
I totally thought I
That's
was
good.
going to lose kids during the church service too, because we don't have staff, and so if a child needs to use the restroom, I can't just go stop and take them to the restroom. And so if they leave, I never know if they're going to come back or if they're just going to be raiding the kitchen for snacks or what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, they do that
And
sometimes.
so,
They're like,
but,
where'd all the Scotty go? I don't know.
But they did. They left and then they came right back today, so that was really nice.
Yeah, cool.
One of the kids, he wanted to make a puzzle out of his paper more than actually do his paper. But otherwise, he was a good participant in class and stuff. We don't care if they're doing the papers exactly right and stuff. We care a whole lot more about
Yeah.
retaining and participation.
Yep, they can do paper at home, whatever, scribble on it, throw it away. It doesn't really matter.
Not in the condition
Oh, yeah.
it was
It's not- if it's a puzzle, cut it up to pieces, whatever, it's just paper.
Yeah, I like ripping things.
I had good
so-
participation too. I think
Yeah.
actually repeat words that I made him say and stuff like that because I've been learning that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Help them remember things. So I help them have one thought at the beginning of the sermon every week, and then I have a couple of short points, but they repeat things. And I ask them questions like, "What house rules do you have growing up?" Most people were things like, let's see, you gotta eat everything on your plate. He said, like, you can only start with less food because whatever it is, you got to eat it. Mm-hmm. And then stuff about turn off lights in your house and stuff like that, And I talked about one of my grandmas said you can't bring drinks out of the dining room area, and relate that to when we
Keep your
came
feet
back,
off the
as keep your
couch.
feet off the furniture, stuff like that. But I use the idea of the grandma. And Mom will know this because she was there the weekend this happened. But I said as a kid, we grew up, you couldn't bring drinks out of the room. But when we grew up, went back to the house as an adult, and I still had in mind this rule that when I was a kid, don't bring drinks in there or whatever. And so we're getting ready to go in the living room, and we were there for the weekend because our van broke down one time, and we happened, it was a surprise, but it was actually good because we were staying all weekend with my grandparents, which is cool. That was years ago now, but Anyway, so I came to the house and was like, oh, yeah, I can't bring my drink in the living room. Gotta go put it down. She's like, no, you can bring that in here. I'm like, what? Really? You know,
Made you
because
feel
I've been
like a
so
big kid.
used to, I'm a grown up now. And the point was that, not about the drinks, but the point was that the relationship was more important than the rules, and how God's rules, even the Sabbath and everything, were put down to have a relationship with Him, reflect on Him, and spend time with Him, and enjoy what He's given you and everything else. It wasn't meant to be a bunch of rules. And if we're not careful, we'll make the rules first and not the, and we won't make the point that Jesus made, which was He's Lord of the Sabbath. So it wasn't a sermon against Sabbath, but the sermon was about doing good and about loving others, because that's what Jesus talks about, having mercy and then healing on the Sabbath. And the point was that He's saying, you know, hey, I'm in charge, I make the rules, and the rule is I want to have communion with you, and this is how you have communion with me and with others. And so it was good overall. We had pretty good. Seemed like people were not falling asleep or anything. Was it always good? No.
Which is good because it was one of those drizzly days, and
yeah, that's weird.
One of the families said it took them about half an hour to get to church.
Oh yeah,
more than usual.
There's a giant car show up the road,
yeah.
and it's everybody's blocking the road
really
to church
close.
and everything.
And so their normal route would have been much more. The kids are arguing.
They're playing Mario Kart. It's how it works. That's the point. You bought me in their car. That's the point of the game. Sorry, dude. Earlier they were watching Mommy. She was playing Mario 3 from Super Nintendo and like beating all the levels. And they were like, "Wow, she's so good at this." And me, I like got killed by a fish.
Yeah, but you were playing
every time.
Crash Bandicoot because that's what you grew up with. I grew up.
Well,
with
we have a
Mario.
retro gaming system that we play a lot. It's fun. We have a good time with it, and it's a family. But anyway.
A lot.
What?
A lot once
well,
a week.
once or twice a week, maybe, whatever. Whenever we want to. If the kids like it, it's got like 1,000 games on it. We have a good time with it.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's something to do, and it's clean, and it's fun, and they can play 4 players, so there's 9 of us, so we can figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're doing now.
It was good. With the,
Yeah,
that,
it was
we
good.
didn't have a lot of noise interference, even though
the people with the loudspeakers didn't come by this morning, and I was surprised.
I think there was several cars.
The church was noisy though. People were singing loud this morning, and it was good.
Yeah, it was just one of those just exciting days of fellowship.
It was a very high energy service this morning. Everybody was very animal. What do you call that? What's the word in English? Like energized, energetic, yeah, and happy and hugging and talking and staying after church, leaving and
even our most introverted.
Oh yeah, I got a picture of me smiling, talking to somebody else because I was talking with him and another guy about how boys like to explore and climb shelves and take things apart and stuff like that, and so got him laughing talking about that this morning for a minute. But yeah, he's doing that. So he was there.
I think even some of our people are learning to go maskless for a little while, but they're still very respectful of the ones who choose to.
Yeah, some people do.
I don't know about stateside, but still here, the older population are still fairly heavy, mask conscious, and they're wanting to protect themselves for their own health reasons, and so
and that's fine.
It's good to have an environment that's respectful of which way people choose to go in that subject. So
yeah, we just told people when we did it, like, it's not the law, but if you want to wear it, sorry. Oh, fine. I'll move over here. Yeah, it's not the law, so we don't want to enforce it. We didn't, but we'll make sure people feel comfortable no matter what. And that's the goal. No matter mask, no mask, whatever they come in, they're dressed however, we don't care. Just
we're gonna have to be a little creative though. Next week, someone wants to take communion, but they're not comfortable with taking their mask off. So
yeah, we think we might just do it outside.
Maybe outside
after the service, or just go outside and do it. Make a circle, whatever.
Be something that's be respectful of everyone and their wishes in that area. So.
Yeah, I'll call them this week because like literally she's not strong health. She's an older, and she actually has. They're the people that have the real high risk still of getting sick of anything. Right now we've got not just COVID, we got flu, mycoplasma, all this stuff floating around.
And so we have everyone from 20-year-olds to people in their early 80s. So just trying to do something.
Yeah, speaking of 20-ish, 20, I guess they're 20s, right? Yeah. The young couple came back today for the 3rd time, and so I talked to them today and said, hey, come over to my house this week. Let's have dinner one night. So hopefully we can get them to come over and talk to them a little bit. She works like 2 hours away from here, and he works 2 minutes away from his house. So. Which is great. He works at his dad's pizza shop. So anyway, I was like, let's come over to the house and get to know him a little bit better. They've been married about 3 months, which is exciting. So we're trying to start doing that. Oh, yesterday speaking of all that, we went to a discipleship course yesterday. We went and learned a little bit more about how to kind of structure and plan discipleship.
It's not really
and how
about
it works.
Sunday though.
No, it affects Sunday because the way we talk to people.
Sunday
After service because we do it Sunday after service. He's telling me we should just stick to what happened on Sunday morning. That way the videos won't be 3 hours long. Yeah. Not the all week after service show, but
yeah, you tell us your vote. Like just rambling. Maybe we should have like separate ministry.
we could do a ministry rambling video, I guess. Yeah.
We went to a thing. We were able to.
That's good. See a bunch of pastors and friends.
When it was the idea.
They went with us. Yeah. So
it was an idea to a class for our class to teach others how to disciple others. So not just
Yeah.
the pastor, but because the idea is that the pastor's not doing all the discipleship. You're training others in your church to be able to do that as well. And so all of us have that charge in our lives as Christians.
Right. Teach what you know
get
at
to the
least.
mature level to be able to teach someone else.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk more about that another day as far as how we like to do that more individually. But
Yeah, it was thought provoking, and
Yep.
it's certainly a topic that's important and something for us. So
definitely good to do. Yeah. So well, because a couple of pastor friends yesterday was nice too.
yeah.
Got invited to go to Hallelujah up in the mountains to go preach sometime. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Way up in the middle of the
Center
island.
of the island where
Way
there's
up
a
there,
mountain.
coffee country, which I would love to go out. We've never been there. So maybe we'll go out there sometime and visit them. And this pastor said, "Oh, we can have you come preach." We're like, "Okay, cool." I don't know when, but
Yeah.
it's going to be like a Sunday night, and I got to leave right after church and get there. It takes like 3 hours to get there. But anyway, so yeah, that was cool. Anyway, so that was today. I don't think of anything else.
Doing that allergy testing. I currently have a bunch of patches on my back.
That's not from Sunday morning.
It is not.
So that's not the
It's not.
Sunday after service
But it's
show.
currently itching.
It was itching on Sunday.
It's itching on Sunday.
It's 50 patches on her back for common chemical
It's for
allergies.
contact dermatitis antigens.
Yes.
So it's
Whatever
50
that
different ones. That instead of causing from inhaling or from other things that causes a fever, it's the things that cause eczema, dermatitis type
Nice.
reaction.
Yeah. Itchy. So we'll go tomorrow and check her spots and see what itched. And then we can not use that stuff anymore. But yeah, y'all pray for that because that's annoying and it drives her nuts. Eczema is annoying and
Yeah.
itchiness is annoying.
And then
I drive her nuts enough already. She doesn't need anything else to bother her.
and then back to actually Sunday stuff. 2
Sunday.
weeks we have Friend Day.
2 weeks. Yep.
And the way things were today, we're thinking we need to put out some extra chairs.
And we got 50
'cause
chairs.
It was,
And with 5 extra people, it looked really full because everybody showed up.
Yeah,
And we
'cause
were still missing people.
we had a family of
Yep.
5, and then we had 2 extra people for the first service, and then
I don't know.
yeah, it's just my family.
No, just one. She's not extra. She's been there.
I know, but just out of the norm.
You can clearly tell I don't keep attendance on Sundays. That's why I start doing that.
Yeah, and then Ezekiel's family is fairly large, and then
Yep.
we had an extra lady too, so
Yep.
it gets filling full.
She
pretty
invited a
quickly.
family of 8 and then another family of like, what, 4 or 5?
There's
And today
3
she
for
went and invited our
there,
neighbor, who we've been talking to forever. But oh yeah, so so she went out and invited the neighbor's daughter to church because she's talked to her before about it and wanted her to come and everything. And what'd she tell you?
And she was excited. Yeah, she wants
Because
to.
she had just done what?
She had been asking her. He'd tell her mother that I need to go and we need to go visit a church. Her mother is religious. I think they
Oh,
grew up
church,
religious.
yeah.
We don't know what background. But she's like, oh, my mom listens to Christian music, and she's mentioned before about these things. So
Yep.
she's in her 20s, and I think searching to some degree.
Yeah, she
And
knows she listens,
working and such. So
Yeah.
so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna invite my mom, and she's like one of these people, just give me a kiss, and then she's so just out there.
Yeah, she's not very
personality.
quiet. Not a
No,
quiet.
she's not. And but yeah, she was really excited to get. Oh, she was like, oh, thank you, and she was so excited.
And then the kids were outside, and then her dad was outside, Mel, and so he was outside putting air in his tires for his car with a little portable thing. And all the kids were like, "Hey, he's got an air pump!" And they all ran over there and like, "What? Why you put air in our bike tires?" And they were all of a sudden, all my kids are out line with my
It
neighbor.
looked like a line to see Santa
It was
Claus.
like, yeah, it might have been Santa Claus or something, and because they all were like, "We need air in our bike tires." I'm like, "You lost the bike pump, not me."
We didn't even know because we were inside talking to.
Yeah, and next I'm like,
our
where all the
guests.
kids go? They're outside, and I
We
walk
were in a
outside,
line.
and I haven't seen Mel in a long time. He's working in San Juan now 4 days a week, so I don't hardly see him. He gets home really late. No, and I was like, so I guess it's gonna help him, with this thing. And we talked for a few minutes, and he's been really busy, but so hopefully we'll see the whole family coming. They've never been to our church. We've invited them many times, but they never come.
We know
so
they're not
we'll-
in church, but they do
definitely
work
not.
a lot.
They work a lot of hours. Yeah, most of our neighbors work a lot
A
of
person
hours.
in their family has been out them themselves. So.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. Anyway, one of our other neighbors. Yeah. So anyway, but not our neighbors.
Yeah.
We've invited a lot of neighbors recently. We can invite the new ones down the street again, and a couple others. We'll see. But we're having a contest. Whoever brings the most people on Friends Day gets a bag of really good coffee.
He thinks I'm just
And,
trying to win the contest. but
No, I know you're not just trying
It's
to.
just an easy-
You want people to come to church, but like she's invited the entire homeschooling group.
It just happened to coincide.
They all have lots of
with
kids.
going to the park.
Exactly, just happened.
You know.
But our kids invited friends, which is cool.
But the last time we were going to the homeschooling groups, that we did not have an English speaking service, and that's something.
No, we didn't.
people
And
really
now we do. And people are asking, "Where's the English church?" We're like, "Hey, we have one. You can come to ours."
We have family all the way from Cabo Rojo, which would be about an hour,
Almost, yeah.
almost an hour drive.
Yeah, there's no English churches down there, so yeah. So it could
Not
be
that
it could
would
be like our
similar-minded anyway.
it could be our biggest services we've ever had at the church, or it could just be our people. We don't know yet, but we're hoping
Either
it's
way, there's a lot of excitement.
somewhere in the
about
middle.
it. There's a lot of people that are really going out on a limb, and they're wanting to invite somebody that to them seems impossible. This person's never going to come.
Yeah.
And we're really interested to see what God's going to do to help increase the faith of our people, and it's a beautiful thing.
And if it's only 1 or 2 people, we'll be very excited about it. If it's 100 people, we'll probably freak out a little bit.
For some of these people, it'll probably be one of the first times they've ever invited someone to the
the goal was, like I said, the goal was not just for us, because we invite people all the time. That's kind of what we do, you know. It's our job. But for people in the church, make sure they invite somebody personally. And some of them may have not done. Some have, some have not. But yeah, we wanted to make sure it was for them, because the more we do it to their church, you know, we're saying, hey, can you take care of this? Can you do this? And make sure you invite people to your church, and see what happens. And oh yeah, if you bring the most people, you win a good bag of coffee, so it doesn't hurt. You know, it's good stuff. If you never tried it, it's delicious. Cafe Papanin. And yeah, it's good coffee. So I think that's it. I don't know anything else. I can't think of anything else from this morning. Walk on the plank, preaching about love, kids class with idols. Kids saying.
It's been a busy weekend, but it's been good.
Yeah, we had a good time. It's always a busy week here. Always busy.
We had work day and then park day and then class day and then church day.
Yeah, how we did work day with
now
people.
we're all like.
People at work day were like, okay, we worked in Bible study. I'm like, all right, who can tell me what we changed in church today? They're all looking around like, because we moved the sound system. They didn't even know. They're like, oh, you changed the carpet. Yeah, we did that. We painted a door.
We did that, and a company came to clean the air conditioner. So
and they cleaned
like,
they couldn't tell what we did, but it did actually make a difference. So it was nice. But anyway, so yeah, that's about it. So thanks for your prayers, and enjoy the SASS. I'm trying to, like I said, we're trying to focus on the Sundays. Mention a few other things here and there. If you have any questions for us, you can leave a comment, or you can send us a message, or you can text us, or you can email us, or whatever. And if you want to see some videos from the church and what do you call them? Pictures. That's photos, but same thing. From the church, then look on our Facebook page, because Kristen's got some she posts every week. I don't know if we do post on our Spirit anything every week. Not every week. We usually post them on our church page, but we'll post them on there to go along with the SASS videos and things, so you can get an idea what it looked like today.
And if you want us to feature something like, hey, what's the grocery store look like, or what is this? Feel free to
daily
post
life
comments
videos too,
or get in touch with us, and we'll some of the things you'd like to see, because sometimes when you live here all the time, you forget what's unique and what's not.
Right. So I just want to let you guys know what it looks like here. Sorry, grandparents, no kids want to be in the video today. They're busy with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So we tried. You want to be in the SASS video? Nah. Try. So it's just us today.
Meh.
Meh. Yep. And so there's my desk where I will be working tomorrow. And those are my paintings on the wall. I painted those. I painted
like
those.
a de-stressor.
We paint together. Hers are in frames on the wall. Mine are in my office where nobody can see them. Taped on the wall with duct tape, because they're not that good. So anyway. All right. See you guys next week. And thanks for praying for us.